Hello everyone, today on this lecture we discuss there are two true experimental research design. One is the post-test only control design, another is the Solomon 4 group design. So in the post-test only control design, its name indicating there is only post-test, no pre-test is carried out. And is, as you know, in the characteristics of the true experimental research design, that first one, the subject or the participants are randomly assigned. Second, the manipulation of the independent variable. Third, control of extraneous variable. So here also in the post-test only control group we are taking two groups. One is named as experimental, another is the true control group, and these participants are randomly assigned. So it is one of the part of true experimental research design. It composed of two randomly assigned groups. One is experimental group, another is the control group. Both the groups are not tested before. That is, the pre-test is not done, or the researcher is not doing any pre-test. Then treatment is given only to the experimental group. Suppose take an example. In a post-operative patient diagnosed as constipations, and there you want to study the effect of abdominal massage on the bowel movement. Okay, those patients, we take post-operative patients who are diagnosed as constipations, and they want to put them, one of the group is the experimental group, another is the control group. In the experimental group we are providing the abdominal massage, and the bowel movement, we see the result, the bowel movement is good. But in the control group, there the abdominal, we are not providing intervention, or the abdominal massage is not given, and we see the result. So it is diagrammatically seen. One is the experimental group, we are taking some patient in experimental group and some patient in the control group. There is no, I have not mentioned any column of pre-test here. So pre-test is not carried out. Next, intervention. For intervention, we know it's symbolized as X. Okay, and then we go for the post-test and post-test observation. Here in the control group, those patients were having the post-operative diagnosis as constipations. They are not providing any abdominal massage. Okay, and we will take the post-test and we will see their observation O2. And you observe those patients who are providing the intervention or the abdominal massage, their bowel movement is good or better than the groups, or those who are in the control group, they are not providing any abdominal massage. So this is the here, by comparing these two result outcome, then you will be test the effectiveness of the treatment. Okay, so as treatment is given, so the bowel movement, the early bowel movement will see. As treatment is not, abdominal massage intervention is not there, then the bowel movement will be late. So this is the by the post-test only control design, the researcher test the effectiveness of the treatment. Okay, and where this post-test only control design is required, in the case where the pre-test is not required, or the pre-test is impractical, is not desirable. Okay, in that case researchers can do the post-test only control group design. Okay, let's move to the Solomon 4 group design. Before going to Solomon 4 group design, we have to recall about the pre-test, post-test, control group design. In the pre-test, post-test, control group design, there are also same two groups are there, experimental group and the control group. In experimental group, we are providing pre-test. That is missing here in the post-test. We are providing the pre-test. Then in experimental group, we see we provide intervention, then you take the post-test. But in control group, only pre-test, no intervention, then post-test. Okay, and in the pre-test, post-test, the problem is that when you take the patient in the experimental group and you take the pre-test, suppose you provide the interventions or the treatment after a few days, and again you are taking the post-test after 1-2 days later, then what when the patient develop that will be the patient become more concerned. Okay, he become more sensitized. Okay, there might be the result will be different. The outcome of the result will be the post-test result will be that will be hampered to the post-test result. So this is called the pre-test sensitizations. To overcome this pre-test sensitization, Richard Solomon in the year of 1949 he designed the hybrid mode of research design. Here, along with the experimental and control group, he take another two groups, that is experimental group, one experimental group and one control group. So total how many? There are four groups, and if you see two experimental group and two control group. Okay, and this is called the combination of the pre-test and the post-test control group design, or this is the hybrid research design. And if you see the structure, so in the group two experimental group, we have take first and second experimental group. First group A, name is given A and C. The control group, first control group B and second control group D. So in first control group, first experimental group, we are providing pre-test. As you know, pre-test is carried out. Next, treatment is given or intervention is given. Then post-test result will be C. In the group, in the first control group or B, if pre-test is given, no treatment is there, no intervention, then post-test result will be seen. Second, experimental group, here no pre-test. Okay, intervention is given, X is mentioned, and the output post-test will be, observation will be taken out. And second control group, that is D mentioned here, D, no pre-test, no intervention, and the post-test will be carried out. In all four, the post-test is carried out, but in the experimental one and the control first control group, that is A and B, there only the pre-test is carried out. Take an example. Suppose you want to teach the students by the demonstrative way. Okay, so you want to study the effect of teaching in the demonstrative way to the students. In first you take the students in four group. Okay, then suppose you are demonstrating about the cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Then you first two groups, experimental group and the control group, you do a pre-test. You will assess what the pre-test knowledge about the cardiopulmonary resuscitation. In group A, you do the demonstration, take the demonstration class, then you do the post-test. But in group B, that is the control group, pre-test knowledge is assessed, then no demonstration class, again we go for the post-test. Okay, and second, in the second experimental group, there no pre-test. We are not in the second experimental group, those students in the second experimental group, pre-test knowledge we will not assess their knowledge. Then we give them demonstration of the cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Then you assess the knowledge in the post-test. And those who are in the control group, okay, those students in the second control group, or that is mentioned D, there is no pre-test, we will not assess their pre-test knowledge, no intervention, we are not providing any demonstration class, we directly go for the post-test. Okay. By this way, when you compare A1, that is the A2 or B2 or the experimental group 1 with control group 1, then A2 is far better or A2 is greater than B2. It indicates that due to the effect of pre-test, the result will be better. Due to the pre-test knowledge, the result will be better. Okay, then it will be you measure the effect of pre-test. Okay, in second two group, that is the C and D, if you compare their result, then C2 is greater than D2. Okay, so by measuring this the difference, we can test the effectiveness of treatment, because no pre-test is there. The knowledge is due to the demonstration or the intervention. So to test the effectiveness of the treatment. Okay, so both in the if you see, these two are same as the post-test, and the above two are same as the pre-test post-test control group. So if you say this is the integration or the combination of pre-test post-test control group design and the post-test only control group design, that is called a hybrid mode of or hybrid research design, or it is a benchmark in the sociological and the educational research. By this way, the threat of internal validity and the external validity is reduced. Okay, so this is that's why it's called a hybrid research design, and it will measure the effect of pretest and the treatment, or the effect of treatment or intervention independently. Okay, that's the one of the distinct and the advantages is that it will be reduce the internal validity, the threat of internal validity and external. And the disadvantages is that if it is required a large number of subject or the participants, so it is less use. Okay, so this is one of the disadvantage. I hope you understand what is the post test only control design and the Solomon four groups design. Hope you understand this thing. Thank you for watching and please keep on subscribing.